racetrack. 100 and kilometers not quite right. 189 miles an hour is the maximum we saw. We'll watch the RPM.
Got up to 190. This is the third fastest racetrack on the schedule next to Talladega and Daytona. And now Jeff Bodine looks to the inside of Dale Earnhardt coming off the fourth turn.
And both these cars have caught Ernie Irvin, and I think right now they're in the ride mode. I think they're just trying to take it easy. This is a 500-mile race. There's no point in taking too much chances right now.
Jerry Punch has an update on Davey Allison.
Following the damage on Davey's car, the crew just shared with me moments ago, Bob, that Davey said he's got a slight push just coming off the corner. Otherwise, Davey said, hey, guys, we might have gotten very, very lucky. Let's check in down with John Kernan at the hospital. John?
Well, Jerry, some good news for Brett Bodine. Kenny Bernstein, his car owner, just told me moments ago that he is okay, but they will take him to the hospital to check out his head. Kenny said that Brett took a pretty hard hit on his head. They think he's okay. They just want him to go to the hospital just to make sure. So some really encouraging news from the Infield Medical Center.
And so the two drivers that we had medical concern about, Hut Strickland and Brett Bodine, are apparently not seriously injured, although both will be taken to a local hospital. That because of the accident that occurred in turn number 1 at the beginning of lap number 2.
We see that Mark Martin has been able to get by Morgan Shepherd and Davey Allison, not that many cars in front of him. Davey trying to get by Jerry Cope at Pure Leader Chevrolet.
Now here comes Kyle Petty.
We saw the damage to the rear of Davey Allison's car that could affect his rear spoiler. Remember, yesterday in the ARCA race, part of the spoiler blew off of an automobile. I guess, who was that? That was Mickey Gibbs' car. Here comes Kowicki trying to get by Sterling Marlin, the Maxwell House car. And he makes him pass. But part of Mickey Gibbs' spoiler came off when he went down the corner, and around he went. And Davey Allison obviously doesn't have those problems, but it could affect the car. The bent sheet metal in the rear of the Hamlin Ford.
Kowicki just took 7th position from Sterling Marlin. Riding with Sterling now.
All this fellow's riding up the center to the top of the racetrack. During qualifying, the preferred groove on the bottom of the racetrack. As the tires get worn, they move up the racetrack.
Looking for Davey Allison. Here he comes out of the pack to try to pass Jeff Gordon in the number 24 car.
And Mark Martin has gotten by Davey Allison. He has passed him. He is marching towards the front fast in that 6th Valvoline Ford, that blue and white car. Right in the center of the screen. That's Mark Martin. Seems to have one of the fastest cars on the track now. He's jammed up in traffic, can't get by.
Yeah, those cars have run side by side, Derek Cope and Kyle Petty, for about 4 laps now. Mark just doesn't have anywhere to go. He doesn't know which one to follow.
Kyle inches ahead now of Derek Cope in the 3rd turn, but Cope battles back on the outside. There come 3 wide. Look at Mark Martin, his car below the white line.
Wow.
Jeff Gordon is tucked right in behind Mark Martin, while Davey is drafting on Kyle Petty.
And Davey has got by Jeff Gordon on the outside. That's Kenny Schrader, the white car, right in the middle of the screen.
And Lake Speed also. Morgan Shepherd is in this group.
Davey tries to go by on the outside of Kyle Petty.
One thing about Atlanta, it's a 1.5 miles, and there's a lot of corner, but the turns are wide enough so you can ride 2 and 3 and sometimes even 4 westward here.
Yes, you can. And here goes Mark Martin. Now he's trying to get by Derek Cope. Is he going to have any more luck than Kyle Petty did? Let's see.
Boy, Cope is having a good run, and maybe he has something to prove. He is back with the Whitcomb team in '93. Now this pack that we're watching is about a half a lap behind those running up front, including Ernie Irvan, Dale Earnhardt, and Jeff Bodine.
Dale Earnhardt has taken over the lead now and pulled away a little bit from Ernie Irvan.
Here's Martin once again trying. He's clear of him now. Three of those cars that you see in the top 6 in the Winston Cup point standings: Mark Martin, Kyle Petty, and Davey Allison. That's Kyle Petty, the green and black car on the bottom.
Mark Martin has moved into 11th, and that's how far they are behind those that are running up front. There is King Richard Petty.
About to go a lap down to Earnhardt. There's the leader, Dale Earnhardt, directly behind Richard. We're looking at from the camera on top Richard Petty's STP Pontiac. And we see Earnhardt has pulled out to a 15-20 car length advantage on Ernie Irvan.
He found that high groove about 15 laps ago, Benny, and it's working for him. The way his car is set up right now, Earnhardt just took off.
So Dale Earnhardt is leading the Hooters 500 with Richard Petty down a lap now. Irvan, Bodine, Wallace, and Elliott complete the top 5.
Like Ernie moved to the top, is coming back on Earnhardt now. Taking over a spot, passing Labonte. That's 6th.
Right, Terry's fallen behind. He was running 4th a while ago. We have cameras everywhere at Atlanta Motor Speedway as we televise this final Winston Cup race of the year, watching the suspension on Mark Martin's car.
It takes a beating, though.
It does take a beating. It never stops going up and down, up and down.
And now on Jimmy Hensley's car.
It's a rear tire here. And again, once again, it's going up and down. Never stops. We can see through the wheel.
And how about Morgan Shepherd? And isn't it interesting that the sponsors have managed to find where we have our cameras and put their signature on it?
I tell you what, Ned, that's a trick spring there. I've never seen a spring like that in a rear car.
I didn't know Sit and Go made a spring.
No, I didn't.
The top 5, Dale Earnhardt, Ernie Irvan, Jeff Bodine, Rusty Wallace, and Bill Elliott, as 44 of 328 laps have been completed. Points as of now, look how close it is. 4 separating Allison and Kulwicki. Elliott is 3rd in the points if they were to be awarded right now, but we've got a long way to go. And Ernie Irvan has caught Dale Earnhardt. Dale was several car lengths ahead a few laps ago, and Ernie now has caught up with him.
Well, I think Ned pointed out that Dale Earnhardt started running the high groove and was able to pass Ernie Irvan. Irvan saw Earnhardt up there and said, hey, I think I'll venture up and see what's happening up there. When he did that, he closed up on the back bumper of Dale Earnhardt. Now, Jeff Bodine has been running on the bottom of the racetrack. He's ventured up to the top of the racetrack, and he seems to be getting a little closer. Well, we see him on the bottom right there, but he's closed up on the back bumper of Irvan, or almost on the back bumper.
Jimmy Means goes a lap down in the Hurley Limo car. Sponsorship on that this week. That's the